And we're back for another episode. In this episode, I'm going to be getting my Yoichi Bow. So, I finally got my last drop from Lost City of Andapur, and as always, hello from Mithrie. So, this was the last quest I did. I did all the other ones. What it basically involved was getting a bunch of drops from different dungeons, as well as crafted materials and items which are bought for Soldiery and Gil as well. So I will detail in the description everything that I've gathered and how long it took to do. And yeah, so now back with Guiding Star to turn in the last quest. So he says, how elegant. Will our compound be for a slip of Andapur vellum? How radiant for an indigo pearl. So the Andapur vellum was from Lost City of Andapur. The indigo pearl was from Sestasha hard mode. So here we go, Andapur vellum. If truly a relic from the age of Andapur, then the white magics preventing this page from crumbling to dust are far more powerful than the spells which remain today. And the indigo pearl, it says, almost pure white in colour, the indigo pearl earns its name from the sea in which they are found. It's hand over. So your efforts have paid off handsomely, my friend. We now hold everything we need to imbue our compound with the necessary qualities. Which just leaves a small matter of making it. I will need to levigate the items you have gathered. However, the forces released in their grinding are enough to shatter solid stone. Only a perfect mortar and a pestle can withstand the magics of mixing. Though it pains me to ask more of you, could you procure a set? How you go about it is your business, of course, but my inner crafter tells me you can fashion them yourself. Yep. So if you're inclined to try, I would advise a journey to the Silver Bazaar. The components of antiques from ages past can find new purpose after all. Cool. And thankfully I've already got these made. So it said, have you chanced upon perfect mortar and pestle yet, adventurer? I can do nothing till you have both of them. So we crafted these a long time ago, literally when they came out. So thank you, Mithrie, for being such a good crafter. So the quality of these tools, I tell you, adventurer, 'tis a rare indeed to work with such fine instruments. I thank the builder that you chose to entrust me with this commission. Had you not, I might have gone to my grave, never having laid hands on anything so fine. I can hardly wait to begin. So, yeah, wait I must, unless you happen to have a spare Bombard core and some sacred spring water to hand. The first is to provide sufficient heat to ensure that the constituents blend properly during firing, and the second is to quench the mixture without adding impurities. Though no ordinary merchant will have either of these in stock, I'm sure an adventurer of your experience will be able to find them somewhere or other. Okay, and thankfully I have these as well. So you get Bombard cores by buying them for 20,000 Grand Company seals, and I will link in the description how I get more than 100,000 Grand Company seals an hour. And the Sacred Spring Waters you get for 1,600 Alagon Tombstones of Soldiery, which is really easy to get if you do the trials every day, the different roulettes. So, anyway, it says the completion of the process rests on your procuring a Bombard core and some Sacred Spring Water. Do you have them? Yes, I do. Hand over. So, well done, my friend. All the pieces are in place. Our 4 key ingredients are ready to be mixed within the Alagon resin, and then naught remains but to heat and quench the blend. Now, allow me to crown your efforts by bringing this miraculous material into being. So, I present to you a material the like of which the realm has never seen. It shall take whatever from an artisan's wills, meld with whatever he commands. His very essence becomes one with the whole. No other substance can boast such strength, suppleness, elegance, beauty, and versatility, and naught else is fit to forge anew an arm of legend. Friend, I give you Zodium. So That the lonely road to mastery should lead me here, you have my gratitude, adventurer, for fanning the flames of my curiosity and urging me to venture into the unknown. Now take this Zodium and reforge your weapon of yore. Okay, so here's Zodium. So it says, as with dark matter, Zodium has the faculty to assimilate with other forms of matter, effectively restoring them to their original condition. However, unlike dark matter, which will bond only with certain materials depending on its purity, Zodium appears to bond with almost everything, leading one to entertain the notion that this substance mayhap serve as one of the building blocks of all creation. That's interesting. So you have obtained all the necessary items to recreate a Zodiac Weapon. Report to Geralt at Hearth's Mill to proceed. Because that was the last quest, thankfully. So, and as well, when you want to get more Zodiac Weapons, the quests that we just completed with the different NPCs then become repeatable quests, in case you want to get more in the future. So, for me personally, this is the one and only time I'm going to be getting a Zodiac Weapon. I'm too busy with getting ready for the expansion and, you know, leading the FC, doing live streams on YouTube and so on. So this is all I had time for, but I'm happy it's done, that I'll have this Zodiac Weapon done. And the next phase of this quest will be to upgrade it to a Zeta, which I will cover in the next episode of how to do that. But thankfully, going after the Zeta is very, very straightforward. As well, guys, I am still doing my live streams on twitch.tv/Mithrie every single day at 8 PM UK. And right now, that means 4 PM Eastern, 1 PM Pacific. After the 29th of March 2015, it will mean 3 PM Eastern and noon Pacific time. That's just due to different daylight savings times between the USA and UK. And it's a really fun time, so if you want to come along, feel free. I'm also trying to give out as much love and shout outs to as many other streamers on Twitch as I can. So the honorable mentions I want to give out are Joe Never Fails, Tim the Tap Man, MTQ Capture, Mr. Happy 1227, and just throwing another one in there, let's say Lady Featherbottom. So if you want, check them all out on Twitch. I will link it in the description as well. So anyway, here is Geralt. So let's see what Geralt has to say. So his dark matter is a quest. So it says, you sense that Geralt is excited to see you back in Hearth's Mill. So you found all 4 bits and pieces, eh? How do I know? It's written all over your smug face. Yeah. So does Geralt speak true, my friend? You have acquired all the items? Huzzah! Come, my friends, let us recreate an arm of yore. We ain't there just yet, Jalzan. I can forge a host with the raw materials of what Mithrie brought, quick as you please, but all we'll have then is a fancy weapon without the essence of a legendary arm. We've still got to join it with special materia. By my reckoning, the only way to infuse our new host with the power of souls. How do you propose we fashion this materia? Should Mithrie gather 10 pieces of each form of Atma? Oh, that would be hell. No, mayhap 20, 50? Surely materia composed of 50 pieces would be sufficient. And Mithrie's like, no. So what the hell are you on about, old man? The answer's right in front of your eyes. The bleeding relic itself. She's like, phew. So you and Mithrie have done a fine job of filling the thing with soul energy as the ancients did. Just turn all that to materia and meld it with our new host. Make the souls ascend into an arm of legend. There's an awful amount of energy to deal with, though. Your average old craftsman would make a right mess of me finest smithing and disperse the souls to boot. What we need is a real master of materia, if you catch my drift. So, Master Mutamix, of course. Who else but he could create such potent materia? Come, Mithrie, you must go to the bonfire and ask his aid at once. Surely he will not refuse the challenge. So effectively it's like we're going to convert the relic into materia and then make it into the Yoichi Bow, which is really funny. So anyway, let's go to now Bubbly Pots, our good friend in Fanalan. I go to Bubbly Pots all the time because you guys might know that I go there with cheap materia, re-roll them to try and get more valuable ones, which does pay off quite often actually. I've made quite a lot of gil doing that. It's not a way of making money, because you can lose gil just as easily as make it, but sometimes you can make a lot of gil if you take some really cheap materia and then luckily get a Savage Might or Savage Aim or something. And thankfully it's a very, very short run from Central Fanaland as well, up here to the bonfire just north of Blackbrush Station in Central Fanaland. And here we go. Here is Mr. Bobbly Pots. So let's see what he says. So he says, Hubertin and Adkin trade many tongue flaps about sphere scrolls, but today Uplander seeks materia knowings of Mutamix. So Uplander wants to make legendary Fighty Tool into materia. Interesting. Fighty Tool full of airy self become amazing materia, and with the knowings in Mutamix brain case it's possible. But Mutamix has Shiver Shakes. It is a very big chance game, even with the knowings of Mutamix, cannot give wordbound of success. Brain case filled with doubtful buzzing muchly. May go very, very unrightly. If Mutamix is failing, legendary fighting tool will turn to bitty bits. Airy self go bye-bye too. But will give hand lending if Uplander is unweak of bladder. Give hail call and Mutamix make trip to your stay place. Cool. So we now need to return to Geralt. So basically Mutamix is going to come visit us in Hearst Mill to help us do what we're doing. And what he's talking about in terms of like it could go wrong is that quite often when you desynthesis items and so on, well, in this case convert gear into materia, sometimes the materia you get from it can be complete junk. So he's just reflecting on that aspect, is that you don't necessarily always get your desired result from converting gear and desynthing gear. But, you know, this is a scripted quest, so we don't really have to worry, do we? It's like, it would be the biggest torture ever if they were like, when you get to this point of the quest, there is a chance your weapon will be destroyed and you have to do it all again from the beginning. So, I think that a lot of people would be very angry about that. So, anyway, almost there. And this is a journey I've obviously done a million times before to Hearst Mill. And I don't bother cutting these journeys out of the videos just because it just gives me then a chance to talk more about the different things that we're doing and what it's all leading on towards. Now, some people have been asking me as well, is it worth getting this done and getting that done before the expansion? And I keep saying to them that it's only worth doing if you'll use it to make a profit in some way before the expansion. You don't need this relic for the expansion. You don't need level 50 gear for the expansion because we're going to level 60. All level 50 gear will be replaced in the expansion. So anyway, here is Geralt. So let's see what he has to say. So it says, and what did Mutamix have to say? I knew he couldn't say no to a challenge like this. And that means that everything's set for the great show. I've got me forge fired up, so all that's left is to tell Jiaozhan you're ready and willing. Well, me adventuring Fen, what say we recreate us a legendary arm? Okay, that's complete. So we just got the achievement, Nexus? So I believe now we actually need to just give it to Jiaozhan. I believe. So let's see, talk to him. Let's see. Okay, so basically the next quest in the chain to upgrade to the Zeta is when we have the Zeta. So what I'm going to do now, I've changed to a different class. I'm going to say Zodiac Weapon Recreation. That's the new option here. So you're ready to recreate a legendary arm of Times of Eld. Then let us make the soul of your current relic ascend a new forged vessel. So remake a Zodiac Weapon. So we're going to be upgrading the Artemis Bow Nexus into the Yoichi Bow. So let's hand over all the components that we gathered by completing the 4 quests. So yes, the Zodiac Weapon we make with these will be finer than or else in the land. If you are firm in your purpose, let us begin. Okay, so like I said, this is what we're doing now. And as well, it's going to upgrade the item level from 115 to 125, which also explains the boost in stats. So, but and there's a slight increase as well in your additional bonuses, which is great. So let's enhance. So the combination of our efforts is so close at hand, Mithrie. Come, let us call Master Mutamix and then to work. So, I'm to be first. Well, just you watch what I can do with this old hammer and anvil. I'll forge a host for your Zodiac Weapon, what's got no equal in all the Noscea. Woohoo! So, well, it's done. Behold the weapon precisely as it was in the days of yore. All that's left is to meld materia to it. Well, Master Mutamix, I believe that is your area of expertise. Will you transfer Mithrie's relic into materia? This relic is very mighty fighty tool, full of airy self. Mutamix has many shiver shakes. Cannot give word bound the secret joiny skill of Mutamix will be a success. If fail, fighty tool will turn to bitty bits. Please be warned that your chance of success of turning the Relic Weapon Nexus into materia is 1.4%. Your relic will be lost if the process fails. I think that's a joke. Do you wish to proceed? Yes. So please be warned, the chance of success of turning into it is 1.4%. Your relic will be lost if the process fails. You only want to proceed? Yes. So that's the spirit. Well, you heard the bold last Mutamix. Make the relic into the materia. Then let the chance game of many humps begin. Giant eyes, as Mutamix trusts thee. The relic fighty tool of Uplander is now materia. Mutamix has success muchly. Woohoo! Go with that 1.4% chance. I knew you had it in your Mutamix. Then all that remains for us is to join the relic made materia to Geralt Zodiac Weapon host. So yeah guys, it was a joke. Do not panic. You won't lose your weapon. This is just scripted. Now I shall attempt to complete the arm with the Zodiac Scroll and Flawless Alexandrite. There we go. So behold, the likeness of the longbow once drawn by Yoichi, the famed archer of the Far East. Ancient legend says that the hero could loose a shaft so true as to pierce the eye of the sea serpent, even amidst a raging tempest. Come, take up your Yoichi bow, born of stars' radiance, forged through hero's might and imbued with soul's blessing. Yay. Go, Mithrie. Done. So I now just earned the achievement Lethal Weapon. So let's now equip it. Done. Wow, look at that. So she finally has her Yoichi bow. So let's have Mithrie give us a little cheer. So, yep, definitely is amazing. And the interesting thing about this as well is the fact you can actually dye it. So I'm not sure if you can... You can't... Oh, you can actually dye it. So if I had metallic gold, I could actually dye it metallic gold. So You can dye it a different color from the beginning, so I'll probably just make mine, just to be honest, like let's see, regal purple or something, see what it looks like. Yep, I'll make mine regal purple, why not? So when I get the dye, I'll do that. And yeah, so that's it. That's the Yoichi Bow. That's the end of this quest chain. And as you can see now, it's item level 125. It has increased damage, increased everything, increased stats. It's 125 item level basically. And there's one more phase in the Zodiac Weapon chain before the expansion, which is to upgrade now this Zodiac Weapon into the Zodiac Weapon Zeta. So in the next episode, we're going to be looking at what is required to unlock it to the Zeta. But that's it. That's the Yoichi Bow done. So, wow, that looks amazing. So I will miss the old style of the Artemis Bow. I had it for like a year and a half, but whatever. Time to move on with life, let's say. So yeah, so that's it. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, goodbye from Mithrie, and I'll see you at the live stream. Goodbye.